What's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Memphis Dynasty here on NCAA 12, one of the more underrated NCAA games that we got going on right now, man. And we're 2-1. We are all doing it in Big East games right now. We actually have not had a non-conference opponent yet, and that's going to continue here in this episode. We go on the road once again, still waiting for our first home game in the season, by the way. We're taking on the Cincinnati Bearcats, who are 0-2 so far to start the season, but in spite of that, Kirk Herbstreit is actually going to be rocking with them. Cincinnati is a B- overall squad, B offense, C+ defense as well. We're a C-, C, D+. So it's going to be interesting to see how things turn out. Still are looking for a very first conference title in our conferences or our school history, but the games that Cincinnati has played in are both very competitive games. They lost to Purdue, and then they barely lost to SMU. We just came off an overtime win against Temple, so we'll see if we can eke out yet another win in conference play as we got to make our way over to Nippert Stadium. It is a field trip. I'm ready to go. It's one of the underrated atmospheres in college football, in my opinion, especially when Cincinnati Bearcats are a really good football team. So I'm excited about this. I hope you guys are excited for it as well. If you are, make sure you go ahead and smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you're happy to be brand spanking new. And I will catch you guys down at Nippert Stadium. Let's have a good one, man. Alright, boys, so Cincinnati won the coin toss, so we're actually going to defer to the second half. So we end up starting with the football, man, as we try to get things going on a 1st and 10. Throw into the right-hand side, and our receiver drops a pass. Hopefully that's not a sign of things to come, because we have those kind of problems all day. That's going to be a problem for us. As now we go into a 2nd and 10. Richards does make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage, trying to throw the slant pattern, but it's going to be batted down at the line of scrimmage. And just like that, we are already facing 3rd and long, going with the 5-wide set. Hopefully our offensive line can provide some protection, because they send the blitz in. Jody Gentry, one of your guys as customs, will come down and make the catch, and that will move the sticks for now. We'll see if we can put together a real drive as we try to throw again over the middle of the field. We got it out to Martin, our starting fullback, but he will end up dropping that football for us, unfortunately. So now 3rd down once again. How do we attack this 3rd down? We're going to try a little bit of play action, dropping back. Richards got a little bit of time, throws a run inside. He's got Brian the Kid, and he will go out of bounds about the 45-yard line. So not looking pretty all the time, but we're making some things happen. It's all we had. A man open down the middle of the field, but Richard did get his. He threw that football, and that's going to be counted as an incompletion. So now 2nd and 10 coming up here now as Richards will drop back again. We got a fullback down the field. We try to send the go pattern, but oh, Martin is just not quick enough. And we overthrew our receiver too. So for the 3rd time today, we have a 3rd down that we need to come out here and pick up. We'll see if we can keep the drive alive one more time. Richards drops back. Nobody open downfield, so we end up taking the sack because we could not escape the pressure. And that's all she wrote on that drive. We did have to go ahead and punt that football away. So now the Cincinnati Bearcats are going to take over here at Nippert Stadium. And well, I'll tell you what, being as I've actually been to Nippert Stadium, very underrated college football environment. It is something else when you come to this stadium, man. It's worth the experience. I'm glad they're going to the Power 5 in real life, but for now, this crowd might be a little bit of a problem for us, as they're actually going to pitch it here on 3rd and short, and it's a massive gain, getting in to Memphis territory for the first time today. And now the Bearcats are on the move themselves. Another first down ensuing. And just like that, they are just outside of the red zone. We'll see what they decide to do. If they're going to go no huddle, this is a team that actually is a Tom Tupperville led squad from back in the day. I know I've just triggered some Bearcats fans saying that name. He's now in Congress, so that's a thing. But Bearcats, they were a more tempo team at the time. And, you know, Cincinnati, they are certainly living up to that now. See if our defense can handle this additional pacing. But we get a little bit lucky here. We saw a drop pass here on a 3rd and 6. So the Bearcats will be forced to settle for a field goal. And it's not a long field goal, just 35 yards. But it's going to doink to the left. And that kick is actually going to be no good. And so Memphis, they bend a little bit, but they're not going to break. And we don't allow any points either. Unfortunately, we do not get any yards ourselves after the missed field goal opportunity. So, Cincinnati will have the football once again. And they will be picking up yet another first down. It's been all Bearcats so far, even though there's been no scoring that has happened as of yet. But after the first down picked up by Cincinnati Bearcats, Cardiac Cats are going to run up to the line of scrimmage quickly. They go into their no-huddle offense. Run play over to the right-hand side. It's going to be a little bit of running space, but we might have a face mask grabs here. What do they call? And no, it's going to be a holding penalty. Definitely got away with a face mask there. That could have been offsetting penalties, but I don't think the older NCAA games allowed for offsetting penalties, or at least I've never seen that before. But, you know, hopefully that could be something that could be added and implemented into the EA college football game, or, you know, the new maximum football game that is going to be released on Steam this spring, actually. So, you know, an indie football game, if you guys are a little bit tired of Madden and, you know, want a new college football game on your hands, it's literally free. But, you know, that's all. I'm going to get off my soapbox here real quick. Back to the game action, though. Got another 1st and 10 for the Cincinnati Bearcats, as dropping back the pass, looking over to the left-hand side, and that's going to be an errant thrown there by Brenner. So that will be an incompletion. He had a couple of guys open there, just couldn't put it on the money. And now the Bearcats have a 3rd and long. It looks like they're going to try to pass for the first down marker. They will complete the pass, but that being said, they actually give them the first down. Wow. Did not think they got the first down there, but, you know, EA gonna EA sometimes. You know, I guess we're playing against Cincinnati Bearcats and the officials. That's kind of crazy to me. So is this throw right here, as Dan Daniel comes in and, you know, at least gets that touchdown saving tackle. There's gonna be another 1st and goal, another red zone opportunity for the Cincinnati Bearcats. They did come out empty-handed on the last time that they were down here. We'll see if we can keep it that way, but it's going to be a wide butt naked hole into the end zone. Touchdown Bearcats, and Cincinnati will take the lead here, and they're going to get the cannons firing down here on the banks of the Ohio River. So we find ourselves down 7-0 early. As our offense comes out onto the field, we go with a 5-wide set, but we'll actually run it with Justin Brown. Would love to have that guy that we just can get the football to in multiple ways. And Justin Brown, he certainly does fit that mold, no questions asked. But now, 1st and 10 coming up. We'll see him get a big passing play downfield, trying to throw it in the middle of the field, but it's going to be broken up. And that was certainly a very dangerous pass thrown. And now, 2nd and 10 coming up now, as Richards will try to bounce it out to the outside, trying to dump it off to Justin Brown. But there is a flag on the field, and it's going to be called against us. It's going to be a holding penalty on the left guard, Dan Larson. So we got a 2nd and 20, not where we want to be. That's what we got to deal with right now, as we try to get the ball out to Willie Mitchell there. But that's also going to be an incompletion as well. So that makes it 3rd and 20 coming up, as we're going to need to find a way to pick up a bunch of yards here. We'll see if Richards can get it done, trying to attack down the middle of the field, but the defensive backfield catches up, And just like that, we are going to have to rock and roll with yet another punt. So relying on our defense here early on to keep us in the game. They did give up a touchdown on the previous possession. We'll see if this defense can perform up to a higher standard on this drive. We did force an incompletion on the 1st and 10 as Brunner will move over to the right-hand side. The quarterback's actually going to try to run for it. He gets past the initial line of scrimmage, and we do bring him down, but it's going to be yet another face mask penalty called against the Memphis Tigers, and A.J. Kaysen is the guilty party. So that will bring the Bearcats into Memphis territory, but we had slowed them down the last couple of plays. They try to run on a 3rd and 9, but we collapsed the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go. And that is going to wrap up that first quarter of action here, as we got a very tight and a very contested game thus far. Cincinnati does have the early lead. They're going to be up 7-0 after just 1 quarter of action. So now we jump into the second quarter of action as Richards comes out onto the line of scrimmage. See if we can, attack these DBs downfield, but looks like they're playing a little bit short. We're going to try to attack anyway, so one-on-one. I mean, when the one-on-one opportunities are there, we definitely have to take that shot. But that being said, not where we want to be. And so 2nd and 10, we will keep it on the ground here because Justin Brown is our best offensive weapon. I'm going to keep it real with you guys. So now 3rd and short coming up, as now we'll see if we can get Willie Mitchell to pick up this 1st down. Mitchell gets moved over to the right-hand side. He's going to take the handoff and actually gets a little help from the Cincinnati defensive lineman. He picks up the sticks, and that will be a 1st down. 2nd and 11 coming up, though, as Richard goes into the shotgun formation. Richards drops back, looks over the middle of the field, and it's going to be deflected away there. Now we're looking at 3rd and long. Richards in the shotgun, going with the 4 verts till it hurts. Looking downfield, looking for somebody to get open, but it doesn't happen. They were sticking us at the line of scrimmage, and Richards had nowhere to go with the football. And once again, we did have to punt this football away in midway through the second quarter. We're only down by a possession, but it felt like we're being beat much worse than what the scoreboard says. It feels like, just because Cincinnati, they have been able to finish drives just like we haven't been able to do much of anything. But, they've been stalling in critical moments, and that's why they only scored 7 points so far. But Cincinnati will go into their no-huddle offense as Brainer's going to drop back. He's got some time to work with, a lot of time actually, and throws a rope. But the tight end cannot bring the feet in bounds. So it is an incompletion, a very unfortunate incompletion. And after we stuffed him behind the line of scrimmage, that's Dan Daniel, by the way, coming in there, getting that TFL. You love to see the true freshman stepping in and making a play. Is now 3rd and 14. They try to set up the halfback screen, but it's not going anywhere, though. That will force the Bearcats to punt this football away. And we actually get good field position on the punt. We're going to be starting at about midfield. Gotta find a way to score on this drive. 1st and 10. Richards drops back. He's going to look over right inside, but can't get enough on that football. It actually almost ends up being intercepted. A very close call there. So now 2nd and 10 coming up, as Richards now going to be moved into the motion. Going to be moving Justin Brown into the backfield eventually, but going to make some adjustments at the line of scrimmage real quick. And it's on the 2nd and 10. Richards will go ahead and drop back the pass, looking towards the right-hand side. Thought we were going to have an open route on the curl, but we actually got baited. That also was nearly intercepted. And again, we have a 3rd and long that we got to rock with. And we're going to rely on Justin Brown. Try to pull a fast one on the Bearcats. And sure enough, we pick up a good chunk of yards, but it's not 1st down. But as the words of the great Uncle Sam's Recheck, one of my mentors, scare money don't make any money. So we're going to go for it here on 4th and 2. And Richards has an open hole. He's going to slide down so that we don't have to worry about him potentially fumbling this football away for us. So the scramble works, and that will keep the drive alive for now, as we're back with our regular offense now. Justin Brown trying to carry it upfield and almost picking up the first down. We don't quite pick it up. Feel like if I was the CPU, they would have given the first down, but, you know, it's whatever. 3rd inches, just need 1 inch. We'll see if we can have enough inches to get this first down, and sure enough we do. Justin Brown on the direct snap, able to give us a fresh set of downs. And we'll go ahead and get somebody else involved. Chris Washington, who's got an open space in the open field. And Chris Washington will get your Memphis Tigers on the board. Touchdown, Chris Washington on the jet sweep. Chris Washington finds a way to make something happen. And after the 3 and out that we got against Cincinnati, there's about a minute left here in this first half. We got a chance to come out here and possibly get some more points and take the lead before halftime. I would certainly love to see that. As Richards looks to throw over the middle of the field. We had an open receiver. Just that particular receiver was not paying any sort of attention. So you hate to see that. And now it's a 3rd and 11. Key decision time now. See how we attack this next play. 3rd and 11. Richards will try to go and throw for the first down, but is not going to go anywhere. And that is actually going to put an end to the first half of action. Not a lot of scoring so far. We got ourselves a tied ball game here after 1 half. All knotted up, 7 apiece. Whoever wins the second half is going to end up winning this ball game. We'll see if we got that in us. So now we go ahead and jump into the second half of action, as Cincinnati Bearcats will take the field first on offense because they did decide to defer to the second half. And they're going to go to that running game here early on. Lots of running willpower. And that will be a first down for the Cincinnati Bearcats. However, a couple of short gains later does lead to a 3rd and short. Frazier's going to move the other Frazier to the line of scrimmage. Going to try to pick up the first down, but not going anywhere, though, as A.J. Kaysen is able to bring him down before that first down marker. And now we'll have our very first offensive possession of the second half. And Justin Brown starting us off strong. A big run, well, not a big run, but a pretty good run to start things out. 8-yard rush. And we'll give it the ball to Justin Brown once again. This time off the jet sweep, who's able to make a man miss, makes a couple of guys miss, eventually does get caught from behind, but he does reach midfield though. The jet sweeps have been relatively effective thus far, and that should continue as Willie Mitchell down the sideline cannot get away from that last defender, but inside the 20-yard line though. 1st and 10. We got ourselves a red zone opportunity. Richards drops back, faces some pressure, but finds Brian the Kid. And nobody was covering him, so we will find our way into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers. And Jesse Richards takes a shot on this throw, but we're still able to get it to him when it matters the most. So we have the lead. We're also going to have the ball here as well because we end up forcing a 3 and out. So a strong start for our football team here in the second half of action. We'll see if we can continue that and possibly put some more points on the board. 2nd and 5 now coming up as Justin Brown's going to go ahead. He's going to run the counter over to the left-hand side and is able to push himself forward to about the 40-yard line. But we will face a 3rd and long, though. This is going to be a difficult 3rd down to pick up. We need 15. Richards drops back, looks down the middle of the field, but it's going to be deflected away. So we had a chance to pick up a couple of first downs, but can't ultimately finish the drive. Thankfully, our defense has been absolutely locked down, though, because we forced yet another 3 and out. I've loved how this defense has played so far. Now I need this offense to step it up just a little bit, so we can put ourselves some distance between us and this hungry Cincinnati Bearcat squad. We first got to pick up this 3rd down. And on 3rd down, we struggle to pick up. Only 4 for 14 thus far. See if we get our 4th down conversion. And we do. Big play out to Louis Duckett. And that keeps the drive alive. And now in Cincinnati territory, I should say, for this final minute of the third quarter of action. And we're looking to extend this lead in what would probably be the last play of the third quarter, as we'll drop back to pass with Willie Richards. Gets it out to Willie Duckett, and Willie Duckett will get himself open on that curl pattern. And now wrap things up here already with the third quarter of action. We're starting to take the momentum. It's been a battle so far, and we're going to be up by a touchdown going to that final quarter. Can we get a win out here in Nippert Stadium? We'll find out. So now, second half of that, actually the fourth quarter underway here, as we're going to try to run with Justin Brown. Justin Brown trying to create a little bit of space. Does pick up a few yards for us, but it's still going to be a 3rd and long. 3rd and 8 now for Jesse Richards and company. We're going to try to halfback draw. Brown, he's going to try to run for the first down, but is not going to get anywhere, though. You know, we only need a field goal to make this a 2-possession game. So we will run out our, and this is our punter, by the way. That's why you see him kick so darn well, because our punter is actually competent. Not the walk-on kicker that we fortunately did have to bring on earlier. But 17-7 is going to be your score, as we do end up forcing yet another 3 and out against Cincinnati. And the Bearcats looks like they intend to blitz. See if we can get somebody open downfield, but we can't. We can't win at the line of scrimmage anywhere. Jesse Richards has to eat that sack. And now 2nd and 21. Richards drops back to pass, though. Looks. Going to try to throw over the middle of the field. Has Brian the Kid. And Brian the Kid does make this a much more manageable 3rd down. Oh, glad we take this over a 3rd and 21. I'll tell you what. As now, Richards will throw again. Looks to the right-hand side. He's got Willie Mitchell, who hangs on. And he will make the catch there. 1st down for the Memphis Tigers. So less than 6 minutes left to play. We can start to control the clock a little bit more. And scoring on this drive, especially a touchdown, that would certainly be a dagger. We'll see if we can get that dagger here on this 3rd and 4. As Richards has a bunch set to the right. Going to be looking around. But the timing is thrown off, and Chris Washington cannot hang on to make the catch. So once again, we will have to punt the football away. But again, our defense continuing to play extremely well, forcing the 3 and outs and whatnot. It's been a very, and it's not like they're getting a bunch of sacks or anything like that, but just playing good fundamental defense, you know. And I'm not going to be one to show 3 and outs. It's not really has much bearing on the game, at least not right now. But 4:37 left to play here in the 4th quarter. We can put ourselves in a spot where we can run out the rest of this clock. Instead, it looks like our offensive coordinator wants to actually throw the football as we go over the middle to Willie Mitchell, who comes down, makes the catch, and it's going to be a touchdown for the Memphis Tigers. And that will make it 24-7. That could very well be a dagger, up by 3 possessions with 3 minutes, or at least 3 minutes and some change to play with. And sure enough, it's definitely was. We are going to leave Nippert Stadium, and we're going to notch another win here, winning this game by a final score of 24-7. Loved how we ended up playing in this football game, as there's the play of the game right there, Chris Washington on that jet sweep. So our defense had its best performance of the entire season, and because of that, we were able to go ahead and get another win here. And it's a good thing, too, that our defense played well, because offensively, it was a little bit of a struggle. Jesse Richards did kind of struggle in this one, 14 for 33, but did have 200 yards and a couple of touchdown passes in this game. But again, we ran our offense through Justin Brown, who's still dealing with that injury. He had 29 carries for this one, 121 yards too, but he wasn't the one that found the end zone on the ground. It was actually one of our wide receivers, Chris Washington. Wanted to get him some more touches, and we made that happen. He had 5 carries for 35 yards in this one. Speaking of those receivers, though, Brian Kidd did lead the way for us. He had 5 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. Another person that was able to find the end zone today is Jamarcus Mitchell, the unsung junior. he had a couple of catches that went for 44 yards as well. Now, like I said earlier, the defense really stepped up today, only allowing 7 points, and you love to see that. AJ Carson led the way in tackles in this one. He had 5 solo tackles, 13 total though. He was a very big assist man in this one. Sam Miller also stepped up today. He had 7 total tackles, 4 of which were solo. One thing that we also did a pretty good job of overall today was getting to this quarterback, and we did manage to get a few sacks in this one. Pat Taylor managed to get a sack. He's a junior from Shelbyville, Tennessee. But don't count out Dante Sims, the true freshman, as well as Zach Scott. They were able to get their hands on the quarterback as well, generating some solid pressure. That being said, we did not force any turnovers in this game, as there was no interceptions in this one, and we did not have any forced fumbles either. Thankfully, we didn't turn the football over either, so we didn't win or lose the turnover battle, but we won what was the most important thing, and that's on the scoreboard. We're now 2-1. No, 3-1 in conference play. But guys, I got a pretty big announcement to make, and I'll tell you what, we actually are going to get a legitimate home game. Our first home game of the season. We finally got it, and we get a huge game at home as well. You want to talk about a welcome party? We take on UConn Huskies, who you may know as a team that's not very strong right now on the football field, but they were actually at a pretty good run in the early 2010s, late 2000s. So I'm real excited about this, man. Number 15 in the country. They're undefeated as well. They're going to be a good test for us, and it'll be a good measuring stick game to see where do we exactly stand in the Big East pecking order now that, we went through our recent realignment from Conference USA. So should be excited for it. I can't wait for it personally, and I hope it's the same for you guys. If you did enjoy this video, by the way, what I would really love is for you to hit that like button for me, because that does help me out in this perilous YouTube algorithm that all content creators have to go through. And also, if you're brand new to the channel and you made it all the way through, help a brother out, man. Hit that subscribe button. I would truly appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. This is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off, but I'm hoping you're all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.